Ben McKee, Wes Rucker, and Peyton Manning out in front of Lucas Oil Stadium. Ben and Wes are with GoVols 24/7. Peyton, obviously a decorated VFL and Indianapolis Colt. We are out here in front of Lucas Oil Stadium, less than 24 hours away from Tennessee potentially punching its first ever ticket to the Final Four.
Yeah.
And standing in its way is a very, very physical Houston basketball team.
Yeah, I mean, I asked both teams today just kind of, when they watch things on film, how often do they see a team that kind of looks as physical as they do? And, you know, they both gave pretty good answers about it. Jemai Mashak said, you know, I'll never say that another team is as physical as us or that a player's more physical than me. He's like, what I will say is that we respect how physical those guys are. And Zakai Ziegler said the same thing. There is a lot of respect between these two teams. I think at least I've joked for years that, you know, the NCAA should never put these two in the same region because there'd just be blood all over the floor. But I mean, this is two absolutely elite defenses. It's two sneaky good offenses that neither one gets really enough love, I think, nationally for what they've done. But obviously, defense first programs, toughness first programs, offensive board first programs. It's going to be a fight.
It will be, and I think that benefits Tennessee. Jemai Mashak made a point to me in the locker room that he feels like they play their best basketball when they know that they're going into a game against a team that can match their physicality. And you get to thinking about all of the physical basketball games that they have played and the games that we have previewed, and you're like, okay, this team's going to be a physical challenge for Tennessee, and they always answer the bell.
Yeah, they have. I would say twice against Florida they did not. Well, once they definitely did not, and once I think they fought pretty well. They just were not as strong as the other team that day. But yeah, I mean, I have to go back and think about it if there's been any other cases, but I really can't think of any where it's just like they just physically weren't ready to go or didn't adjust and get locked into the game physically. But, you know, you could say the same thing in Houston. Those guys, either one of these teams, if you haven't played these teams and what they do defensively, they get on you in a hurry. So I would imagine that even though they do different things, at least the style, the physical nature is similar to what these guys do in practice every day. I know it's what Barnes guys do in practice every day. I've always heard it's the same thing Kelvin Sampson's guys do in practice every day with those bubble drills and all that stuff. So, I mean, it's physical basketball, and we'll see how it's called, but if they let these guys go, they'll slaughter each other.
They will. And I think it's a pretty even matchup on paper. I mean, to dumb it down, since I'm not a basketball coach, I mean, it's going to come down to who executes better tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'll say this. I think there are 4 teams in the country that I know Tennessee would be the underdog against on a neutral floor. This is one of those teams. Houston is a team, I think it opened at 3.5. It's down to 2.5 as we're sitting here talking now. Because you look at it and you say, well, you know, Tennessee's offense is good. Houston's is just a tick better statistically. And Tennessee's defense is absolutely elite statistically, but Houston's is a tick better. So you're looking at a team, I mean, there's 3 or 4, you know, KenPom metric points separating these two teams, which is not a tiny number, but it's also not a huge number. Like, there are 4 teams in the country that have kind of separated themselves from the pack. Tennessee's leading that pack, right behind them, chasing them. That's why Tennessee's the number 5 overall seed. But I think this is a coin flip type game, right? I mean, you're going to have to make tough shots, and if you make tough shots and you take care of the basketball, you'll have a chance to win this game.
And lastly, I think the storylines in this game are very cool. Obviously, we are well aware of the Rick Barnes and Tennessee first ever Final Four storyline, but Houston has been to a Final Four under Kelvin Sampson, but Sampson's been in the game for a long time. He's still in pursuit of a national championship, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
And these two head coaches, these old grizzled veterans, I mean, they are the best of buds. I mean, they really are. They've go back to the Texas-Oklahoma rivalry when they were coaching at those schools and have just always hit it off. And they have very similar personalities, which is why my favorite quote, I believe it was Kelvin who said it, was that we have the type of relationship where we could go months or years without speaking, and the next time we speak, we pick up like we had not missed that amount of time. So I think that's a pretty cool storyline on top of the individual schools in this matchup, what they are playing for. Pretty cool that two coaches that are well respected in this game and have a great friendship amongst one another are battling it out for a trip to the Final Four.
Yeah, and I mean, and let's not forget they had to butt heads at Texas and Oklahoma for years.
12, I think.
And that, if you're the head coach of those two programs and you remain that close with the other one, I mean, that's like a Tennessee, Kentucky, Cal Barnes kind of weird situation there. And we joke all the time that, Rick Barnes has best friends everywhere he goes. Like, we're in Indianapolis now. It could be in San Francisco. It could be any arena anywhere in this country. You walk in there, Rick Barnes is going to know some people in there, and they're going to want to give the guy a hug. That's just who Rick Barnes is. But there are legitimately maybe 3 to 5 guys who are on a different level in terms of how ridiculously close they are. He and Kellen Sampson, Kellen Sampson's on tier 1. Those guys played college basketball against each other 40-something years ago. They have known each other for a long time.
Both
they have
from
been
North
close.
Carolina.
They have been close friends for a long time. Their families are close. I mean, Rick Barnes occasionally calls Kellen Sampson just to tell the guy he loves him. I mean, you don't do that very often to someone that's not your family. But they almost consider each other family. That's how close they are.
They are, and it'll be a close, tough, physical basketball game tomorrow afternoon, and we'll have plenty of coverage of it all at GoVols247.com. Tennessee and Houston tips off at 2:20 p.m. Eastern on CBS. For Peyton Manning and Wes Rucker, I'm Ben McKee.